Hello, everyone. I'm Jason Moore from MakingStarWars.net, and today I'm joined by the whole neighborhood. We got the whole neighborhood from all over the place, down the street, over the block. I'm in the gutter, but I got fancy lights that my daughter got me for Christmas. It's new. He's got a keyboard. She's got a hat. He's got a hat, and he's got Rex. So, yeah. So, anyways, we just watched the first episode of Star Wars: The Book of Boba Fett, and it's all canon. And really quickly, I'm just because it's my show, I'll go first because I'm a piece of shit. I loved it, honestly.
I knew it was your show.
Yeah. No, I actually was it actually exceeded my expectations for it. The way that the narrative was, the way that they used like the narrative device of the flashback, and the way that it flowed, I didn't feel like anything that was ever grating from the repeated brainwashing of the teasers that we watched. I felt like everything felt very much like it moved. But we'll just go down the line. Sorry, Max, to make you last, but we're going down the line. It's just the way it washed out. Whoa, that was cool though. That was some sonic bombs. That's some fucking sonic charges. All right, but Rob, what did you think, dude?
What were they? Why couldn't they show? Look, Robert Rodriguez said the whole reason they were showing the first 10 minutes over and over again was that they were hiding something big. It would spoil the reveal. What reveal? Him in the Sarlacc pit, waking up and breaking out should have been the teaser for this whole series.
Well, let's really quickly. That wasn't even the first. That's not even true because Biggs and Cammy didn't get rescued, so they were showing more than the first 10 minutes. That wasn't even true. I mean, it's true, but it's not true.
And Scrag or whatever her name is ain't even in the episode. Like,
no.
I don't want to be a downer. It's fine, but this looks like a TV show.
Well, it is.
It's a TV show. It looks like a TV show. The best, like the color grading when he flashes back, this needed more film stock grading. Like it needed some texture, some grit. But I really thought that overall it's good. It's just not great. But it's not like the train wreck that clip made out to be out of context, right? Like it wasn't like. But there's just questions I have, just like little logic questions, like where'd the Gamoran guards go? Then they came back. Like, I don't know. Love the droid. The droid with the eyes, a white little torture droid. Love the droid. I love those weird thin ass droids, man. And he's canon.
Yeah,
we'll see. Rex is canon now.
So we got one shill, we got one non-shill so far. James, shill or no shill?
Yeah, well, I was not expecting much, and I was not disappointed. This really I think they should have released 2 parts. Sure. I like the fact that they did this non-linear in terms of the flashbacks, like you said, because if they'd just gone straight, A to B to C, it would have been boring as hell. But yeah, I mean, I expected, especially, because Robert Rodriguez comes with a lot of cred for his action scenes and stuff like that. And there was just, I mean, you get Boba Fett beaten down like a punk bitch by some desert shaman. And then some weird Ray Harryhausen creature pops out at the end. And I don't like it. Just to me, it was just like I wasn't expecting much. I didn't get a lot. But at the same time, it's like a lot of it was I didn't get a lot because it was only 38 minutes. It should have been an hour. Because they didn't go anywhere with it. There's no story there. There's just like.
It said 37.
You were like a minute off. That was impressive, sir. Yeah.
Come on. Who wins the showcase showdown?
At least.
All right, Johnny. What was your vibe, dude?
Yeah, not much there for me.
Not much there for you. So disappointed?
Yeah, pretty disappointed actually. I hated the back to tank thing. It's like every time we want to give some exposition to what Boba was doing before we saw him in Mando, he just gotta get injured and go in the back to tank. The Gamorrean guards look odd. That creature was weird. The Trandoshan face was terrible. When they were in like that bar scene, a lot of weird, odd glares they were giving each other. I don't know. We'll get into it.
Yeah. We will break the whole thing down. So, yeah. And Max was texting me every now and then during it. I had two kids on my arms, Max, and I wanted to respond to you more than anything. And no, and these little kids just like they think I'm their dad. Oh, I am their dad, but they just like wouldn't. They thought it was like a family moment. I'm like, this isn't a family moment. This is Star Wars, bitch. Get off me, and I was, no, I'm kidding. But it was Tuscan style. If you could have understood what they were saying, like I understood what that dad was saying in that episode. But all right, Max, what did you think?
No, well, I actually liked it a lot. In the beginning, it had like very Freddy Krueger vibes during the whole back to like you could hear like screeches, and then when he came out, I was just like, I liked it a lot.
Max, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry, but welcome to prime time, bitch.
Fuck yeah.
All right,
and fuck you too.
Remember when he was trapped in a roach motel? That fucking scene was great.
Yeah.
I love Boba trapped in a roach motel.
And then like the end of Friday the 13th when his claw came out, that reminded me of,
dude,
like when he busted out of the can.
The jumpsuit
and I think he did it on purpose.
The jumpsuit he wears reminds me of Jason Voorhees, and I couldn't put my finger on it the whole fucking time. You're good call. That definitely has Jason Voorhees vibes the whole time.
Nice low budget Jason Voorhees. Yeah.
I liked it. I honestly, I did, and even the scene that we ragged on, the wooden scene. I thought it was seamless when it was all put together. Like it wasn't.
It was a bad clip.
Yeah, it was. You cut it off. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't go in expecting a lot, and I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah. Well, see, she likes it. I like it. You guys are in a shill sandwich. Eat it. No, I'm kidding.
I'm a shilf, and he's a Shilly Duvall.
Mm-hmm. Shilly Duvall. You can go ahead and
made a Christmas album.
Yeah.
I bought it in 1991 and drove friends fucking nuts. She has
and I fucking love the whole like Lord Fett. When they said Lord Fett, I was like, oh.
James, what are you? This cult. This is the most successful cult because I'm telling you the cult not to give, and the cult is giving. No cult.
Shill's got shill money to spend. You know what I mean?
Okay, wait.
Look,
let me see.
We'll get into it.
Okay, well, so
that's memeable. Just gonna say
this was the best part of the episode. This could have gone on another 5 minutes getting at the Sarlacc. It was horrific.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm glad
like everything you ever feared that would happen is in there. You know, and you're trapped. I'm claustrophobic. You're in there with dead stormtroopers. You don't know which way's up. You know, it's got a. I just wish it went on longer and it was more of a horror show.
I think that maybe if like the liquid was like sizzling away like acid like to show that it was digesting him.
Max,
further?
This is the difference between Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron. Had James Cameron shot this, you would have had the goop and the acid and the lights and Robert Rodriguez, you know, his alien sequel or whatever. It's a
little
far enough.
A little bubbles, I think, would have helped.
Film stock grading would help here too. Some of that little acid wash right here.
And if he was like,
nice.
God, this stinks in here. It smells like shit.
Yeah, just like make us really. I mean, when he grabs the tube,
torch in there.
Was it?
What?
I mean,
Jane
it was
Majo?
Boba Bukake. That's
Boba Kake.
Boba Kake.
And there's something there.
Yeah, no, I wasn't expecting the old stormtrooper. I thought I was gonna see like Brada or some shit, but I think Brada got slowly digested really quickly, and you just kind of end up with this rando stormtrooper, and I was like, I wonder what his deal was, but I guess it doesn't really matter as long as he had the oxygen.
But that's what I'm saying. It would have been great if Brad or one of those guys like, hey, and he's like crawling, and then the thing slinked around him and dragged him to, you know, like oh shit, you know, like
or if he was
that's
still alive.
Yeah, I mean, really fucking like if you imagine if Quint, if we got to see a scene with Quint going down the belly of Jaws, like from the inside. You know,
Yeah, I
fucked up shit.
I felt like in the personally, I felt like in this instance, in a way, less is more. I'm the fact that it, like they showed it. No, I think what they offered was like pretty solid. I mean, personally, I mean,
They could have had him
it
there for a
was
little
fine.
longer
I got
and
it.
cut down on the scenes of him just laying on the sand.
yeah.
I got
Oh,
that.
I prefer the Robot Chicken version where he starts crying in there.
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we get to see the remains of the sail barge, which is, you know, nice touch. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind seeing that. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say before we get there, because it's the comments. We'll get to the comments, but as we go through. But I totally dropped the Max Rebo band combination of the bands on the show, but I did it really subtly and nobody noticed. But there it is. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, yeah. So the cell barge, you know, I guess not really necessarily discussable, but come on, computer. Don't be a jerk. The computer is a total jerk. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. So right here, Boba popping out. So in a weird way, unexpected. Expected it to come out of the asshole of the Sarlacc, but he came out of its ribcage or something like that, you know?
Very, very thriller.
Very good call. I you know, and I gotta say, I am a fan of zombies coming out of the dirt thriller style. You know,
Can you imagine if he started dancing like?
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
actually,
I can
we've
very
seen
much
that.
imagine them doing this. Yeah,
What?
actually.
Yeah. No, I was I thought that was unexpected, and we did get a visor shot. We had been talking about that for
I
quite a
figured
while.
that had to be something that was in the show, and then they decided to make it an editing technique for. It just feels like something that. Hope it's not the
Right.
last one we get.
Sticking coke up his nose.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this
We call that McCollum the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I yeah, no, I mean I have to say, like I don't know if I just had like lower expectations than everyone else, but I'm buzzing from it. I feel good about it. Like
I had no
yeah.
expectations really, honestly, because we
Right.
beat the shit out of
judging
it
what
so
they
bad.
made. I'm not going in with this is gonna be the best ever. I'm just watching what they
No.
made. It
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like a TV show. It doesn't
Yeah.
look like something that's mimicking a movie. And you can tell when they show you movie scenes, even if they're digital 2002 Attack of the Clone scenes, there's a difference. And part of it's also the way things are shot. Everything's really flat.
Well, do we
You know?
do we need to historically ground it? Do we need to talk?
You got a film director, you'd think. What's the point of having film directors
You're not understanding
directing?
This was filmed during the fucking pandemic when you weren't going outside.
But the guy who's used to filming things with $7,000 cameras in Tijuana, like, no offense, like you got the guy who's supposed to make nothing look like everything, and it doesn't. It looks like a
this
TV
guy
show.
went and filmed a Boba Fett TV show during a pandemic. I think it's the same guy, personally.
Yeah, but you can point a camera. Like you can have a foreground, a middle ground, a background.
Well, I'm just gonna say this reminds me of when I try to make my son eat baby carrots and he won't do it.
That should go on the box.
This should be for Disney baby carrots, like poodles. Baby carrots.
Oh my god!
Where do they grow the baby carrots? They don't. They shave them down.
Carrot.
Oh yeah, and Thrawn, I sent you the link. If you feel like joining in, just let me know that when you join, and I'll add you.
Come on, Jesse.
Yeah. So we'll get to that. I screenshotted I think most of the important stuff. When I got about midway through, Firefox started really hating me for taking so many screenshots and started acting very weird. But I think I mostly got all of them. But yeah, so when Boba is dragged up to the Tuscan camp, so I had a couple. I have a couple of just like in lore questions almost based off of this. Is the tents are different, the Tuscans themselves are different, there doesn't appear to be any of the like the female or child mask from Attack of the Clones on the Tuscans. And so I'm like, so are these all like boys and are they hitting puberty, or does this particular clan not see gender dynamics in the same way as the ones from Attack of the Clones, for instance, like it's like a different tribe, so to speak? Because I was also curious if the one that beats the fuck out of Boba, is that one a lady, or is that one just a Rastafarian?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the mom.
And you know what? Their costumes remind me a lot of the Han Solo movie. Whatever that clan was, I can't remember.
Enfys Nest crew.
Yeah, like they almost like reused those aspects of the costumes.
Yeah, I thought really quickly before we get, I do want to talk about that, dude. We totally will, but title card, I don't know much to say on that, but I was like, okay. I was wondering about that shit when we finally see it. I'm like, okay, cool.
I like the light green 80s Strangers in a Strange Land, though. Like, I wish the Book of Boba Fett looked like that Lucasfilm 83, you know?
Yeah.
I just wish this whole thing looked like a 1983 production, actually. Like, I wished it was more dirt, more film, more chroma, little I don't know, like there's something like it was nice when it started and they like that Star Wars logo thing they play with the weird toy heads. It's nice that it didn't have.
Oh, did you see they added Fennec to it?
I wish they'd get rid of those molded stupid heads.
The helmet doesn't lend itself to that.
Yeah, but it was nice that they played the Boba music instead of that. Like I don't like.
Oh, in the beginning,
it looks like the Cops logo going off. Remember Cops? Woo, woo, woo.
Complete like side note. This little boy, his last name is Kimmel. I was wondering, is this like Jimmy Kimmel's son or some shit?
Well,
I just was throwing it out there. It might be.
They were gonna go with Corolla, but that's it's taken down.
They said that they said somewhere that they were younger, right? I forgot who.
The what?
That these Tuscan Raiders were younger.
Oh well, that one clearly is.
No, I mean, didn't somebody say that they were younger?
I don't remember.
Oh, I thought they did, or I thought he did, or something.
Yeah, but yeah, this little kid's a shithead. I gotta say that much. Like Boba really was pretty reserved for not just beating the shit out of him. Like honestly, if he had broken the kid's arms and thrown him in the sand and kicked some sand on him and walked away, I probably would have been okay with it. Understood where he was coming from.
He's a really short, I have to say.
Boba's reserved all around. I don't understand his motivation for being nice. I don't understand why he would care. I don't understand why he would stay on this fucking planet that nearly chewed him up and spit him out, literally. Like, literally. I don't get any reason why he's doing any of this. I don't understand it, and it makes no point even trying to say that. The only thing I get is he remembers someone killed his dad. Because eventually he's
like really dazed and confused from the digestive juices in the Sarlacc. I mean,
that's possible.
His face is fucked up. He's like,
why is he so nice?
Why is he all fucked up like that under his helmet?
Huh?
Does that just wear and tear?
Well, he did set himself on fire, burning.
I think it has to do with the fact that he's those juices in the Sarlacc. Is that it went through his?
He was essentially marinated in acidic pussy juice for several days before he burned his way out.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that's just
you said that.
That's Star Wars fact. That's Robert Rodriguez canon. That's Favreau who wrote the episodes. It's in his script. I believe
it's not a great written episode. It's good. It's fine. It's not great.
No,
it's fine. Well, physically he's white with like scars and shit. So I'm really glad that they kind of changed up this their outfits.
Yeah,
I like the outfits a lot.
I do too.
They're I thought Noonie and Singh, like, remember when they were trapped on the planet? They had like little like dangly things and like,
who was that? It reminded me of that. It kind of reminded me of that. Remember there was that Tuscan Jedi in the comics. It was kind of like but
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shard Het. Yeah.
yeah, they kind of had that vibe mixed with the, as Johnny pointed out, the Cloud Riders, kind of, and this Nest crew stuff like
Yeah.
together. But I thought it was nice because in the last season of Mandalorian, when we see all those basic ass Tuscans, it was kind of like, okay, I kind of got like a little bit over it. And one of the things I think I even critiqued it on is I was like, I think it's time to start making some of these guys look a little bit different, because it feels like a very tropey at that point, you know, when you're just using the ones from A New Hope in the same exact thing. It's like, and so these guys right here, these guys are wild. These guys party, man. Like I don't know what's going on with these ones, but they're out there like doing ayahuasca, seeing some shit, I feel like. And the other ones were just like, we steal cars, you know.
What's the point of moisture evaporators when fruit grows?
Yeah, these are the Burning Man Tuscans.
I think we got the answer to it when the fucking Ray Harryhausen's fucking Satan come out of the ground because you were stealing its eggs.
But if you had a blaster, you just shoot in the face.
I don't think that was going to do anything to it, man. Like in Star Wars, they kind of
choking him with a chain, but blasters won't shoot a lizard. I don't believe that.
Yeah. Just like when he fights the Mudhorn, you're gonna shoot that thing, ain't gonna do anything to it, but you know you can beat the shit out of it and win. I mean, because you have to. It's about the warrior spirit, Rob. Come on, Rob. Okay. Don't you know about the warrior spirit? I'm not right.
I don't want to. Hey, you're right. What was that?
Rob, it's full circle. He killed the lizard just like Leia killed Jabba. Like, it's good.
No, you know. Yeah. So this,
I know. I wish he was in a bikini doing it. That would have been far more interesting to watch.
Yeah, this fucking Rodian too, man. She was an asshole. Like I gotta say, like he was pretty nice to it. He was like, hey, like I'm in this situation, you're in this situation. Do you want me to cut you free? Like, and like I thought that made sense.
He pissed me off.
That he asked?
No, he just pissed me off because he didn't cooperate.
Oh, the Rodian.
Yeah, he was trying to help him and whatever.
Yeah.
Vor Red.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they expect me to do with those comments. Oh, Vor Red, everybody go to Vor Red and let's get some spam going. I mean, what the fuck? Like, what do you want?
I don't
like what? Like anybody's gonna do that? I mean,
I know, right?
I'm gonna leave these all on though, and I'm gonna add them all to the filter. I thought about that today. I'm like, why did I talk to Max? I'm like, why don't I just do that? But anyways, yeah. But I mean, I like that the logic behind the moment, because he could have just cut the Rodian free, but if the Rodian is beaten to submission, might freak out and tattle on him, and might not want to go there, not want to risk it. So it gives the Rodian a choice, but the Rodian's a fucking asshole. So kind of got what?
Yeah, because
they
totally
could on him about. He let me go. They know that.
They could have taken off.
What do you mean?
Oh, they could have beaten him up. Whatever, beat him up.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, like we're talking about, like the Darth Del Rio's mentions, like that was a giant, kinder, gentler Boba than I expected, and I think that it, like with the character, with the dynamic that we'll see as we focus on him, like when he's not the focus and he's just very 2D, one dimensional, one motivation kind of person. But I think when you develop the character, I think you have to show him, based off of past experience, that he is a human, but when the job is on, when the push comes to shove, then he's ruthless. Then he'll get ruthless when it comes down to it. So, and I think that it could be a good dynamic potentially as it moves on in the show. If we do see him do these kind things when he's ruthless, then it has more power than if he just goes around choking everybody out and stabbing. Like eventually, you're just like, yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I saw this interview actually tonight that was from yesterday.
I saw that too. Yeah,
they were interviewing Tim Morrison, and he was explaining that Boba's actually going through changes. Like he's actually changing as a
menopause.
Yeah.
He's going through the changes
and growing boobies and growing hair down there and stuff like that.
No
So,
more periods, getting
no,
his first pubes,
it's
and
very different.
clones
We saw
grow
he's
pubes
clearly
later.
hairless down there. We all
Yes.
saw. That's not
Yes, he's gonna get his first.
true. Lots of hair down there. He's smooth.
Bacta is going to restore it. It's a beautiful red mane. That's the unexpected part.
He's smoother than a Twi'lek at this point, you know.
So
I mean,
the massive, however they did it was well done. I mean, it was like a real dog. I don't know if they just mocapped a real dog and did that, or I don't know. I don't know how they got it so on. Like when the Tuscan kid pours the water out, like the way it lapped up the water, it was fucking on. Yeah.
Compared to when the Mando was riding those space cows in the second episode of the Mando, right? This is the way episode.
Yeah.
Like, this actually looked like a real.
I do
thing.
have a
Yeah,
question, but I'm gonna save it for the end because I think you're gonna cover it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I went through and just pulled, like I said, I went through, try to get like every, general like gist of things, but we'll go back to this one. We've seen this one enough, but just so that we know where we're at in the story, because I've only watched it once. 8D8 super trip. I mean, I know I've said this before on the shows, we saw him in trailers and stuff, but him having lines and everything, is 88. I'm not sure.
Josh Renda.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's super
Jackie
weird.
Droid Tona.
Yeah, because I bought that action figure when I was like 3 years old, and now I'm 42 and he's fucking got lines. He's finally made it. He's got a SAG card now. That's crazy. But this little part right here played out a little bit different than I expected. I mean, it was just lost somebody. It was a little bit I liked how we saw all of the dudes come in bringing like the attribute, and then obviously we get to the eventual twist, which is the mayor is not going to pay. The mayor wants tribute himself, and
Still
I'm so
looks
glad
real
they
empty
dragged
there.
that out to another episode. You know what I mean? Like, I can't wait. We can no need to wrap that up first episode.
Well, I mean,
the structure of the writing of this episode, Jason, is weird. Like, normally you set things up at the beginning that the end deals with. Maybe he was dying for water, or the water reminded him of his home planet where he was born. Like, there's something there with the water. Like, it's not that. It's very surfacey.
What did you think, Johnny?
Oh, just really empty in there in Jabba's palace.
Yeah. That is something that I hope over time changes. I hope when he, if he picks up anybody, if the SCAD rumor's true, and we start to see people in there that make up the crew. I mean, at the same time,
So
I guess
at the end of the series, it's filled with the menagerie of bounty hunters and people supporting them.
Yeah, something. I mean,
I'm not shitting on that idea. It's a legitimate beginning. At the end, it's different. I'm just saying visually, like in storytelling, guys, like you start off with the visual that's one thing, and then at the end, it either changes or the same image has a different meaning.
Sure.
And so like I'm trying to figure out, you can go, it's water, what does it matter? Well, subtext is a motherfucker. Like when you're writing, water has a meaning to this guy. Why show the Camineo, whatever?
Kaminoan.
Why show the
Kaminoan.
the Geometro
Kaminoan.
planet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Geometro. And I'm like, it just feels like it should go further, is what I'm saying. Or resolve the mayor thing in this episode. One of the two things set up at the beginning, but they don't.
I don't know. I don't.
3 minutes watching him dig in dirt. Like
no,
7 minutes.
Well, okay.
It should have been 2 episodes. I mean, it's way too short.
Well, I mean, we don't. When we look at it, I think it's a build. I mean, you don't have them go right. You don't go right and skip all of the underlings and go right to the main guy and just choke him out and be like, now I've won. End of the show. You got to see him go through everything, get acquainted with everybody who's going to be in the series, introduce all the players. This we were talking about exposition earlier on the last show, and this one, I think, for being an exposition filled opening, I'm not really hating it, honestly, at this point. Like, as far
Well,
as
you
that
did mention you said that they added an episode. Do you think that they added an episode, say, in the exposition at the beginning? Is this what we're seeing? Is like them tacking on more to that?
Yeah, well, I want to be clear with that thing was that it was originally supposed to be 6 episodes. They were basically taking the concept, and then it was supposed to be 6, and then it ends up being 7. So I'm not sure if they added an episode. I just know that it's actually bigger than what it was supposed to be, as opposed to the false rumors that said it's going to be 8 or 9 episodes, which is just not true.
Okay, but
yeah,
let's
because
talk
obviously,
about
I mean,
something.
you write a script. They either wrote a script for 6 episodes or 7 episodes. So if they wrote a script for 6 episodes and they made it into 7,
Yeah,
that just means they padded the runtime somewhere in there
Right.
to say, let's break it into 2.
Or it might have been where, like, basically, like, it could also be the opposite, not padded, in the sense that it, like, all of the shit in the first part of this, like him getting to the Tuscan camp, like, that's one of those things where you could either tell it in 1 minute or you could tell it in 25 minutes, and they went with the 25-minute way. Like, I actually the digging for the digging for the clams, whatever you want to call it, the water stuff. I actually, when we got to that point, I actually kind of was actually enjoying it, because I didn't expect it to do anything like mundane in terms of like character moments. I still, you think it's going to go to these broad bullet points, but he still has to deal with the fucking fact that he's enslaved, and like what are you gonna do, and how does that end up playing out? So, and then it ends up leading to something though, and so I actually like those moments where you get to like live in the universe like a little bit. That's one of the things that I kind of feel like in standard Favreau Filoni stuff so far, there's not enough of that in a ways, but I also don't want it to go full on fucking TV Farscape kind of thing. Like, we built this set, now we gotta fucking live in it. You know what I mean? Kind of thing, because we cannot move on. But that was one of those things where I was like, oh, so that's how Tuscan Raiders get their water. You know what I mean, or something like that. I was like, okay, that's kind of anthropologically, I like that part.
But how long do you think the flashbacks are going to last? How many episodes?
It could last. I mean, probably. I'm gonna imagine it probably goes away by the 2nd episode, but it could last the whole time, depending on what they want to do. Because like when we get to Cad Bane, for instance, if that does pan out, so far we didn't really get any of those leaks, I think, ultra confirmed necessarily. From other than the soundtrack. When you hear the soundtrack, it does appear to quote the Crimson Dawn music from from when Kira meets Maul, especially. I mean, even the very first notes of Solo, I think, are that. I could be wrong, but anyways, it does appear to imply Kira, and for what it's worth, or Crimson Dawn at least. And
I'm so glad they didn't give away that ending, because if they had shown him drinking water, that would have spoiled all the promos. You know what I mean?
Would you
in the desert drinking water? I mean, I'm so glad they didn't give that away. Because
I want to celebrate what
big
they.
Reveal.
I don't. Yeah, I'm more interested in the show
they showed it.
Than Lucasfilm's tired ass marketing. Yeah, they don't know what they're doing. They never have. They never will. I mean,
clearly. But why is Robert Rodriguez? He should just shut up. Like, stop selling it. Don't be a hype man for Lucasfilm.
He might not have even known what they were doing by the time that you know what I mean. He might have been out of the loop. Who fucking knows? But that's a fucking Wookiee right there, you guys. That's a fucking deflated ass Wookiee.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, and I gotta say, Johnny, you weren't a fan of the transition effect?
No, the face looks weird.
I fucking loved it, because Bosk looks like dog shit. Like, when you watch Bosk, I'm like, they can't put Bosk on TV. Bosk is not ready for TV.
And the Gamorreans,
the materials look good. The mouth syncing looks like Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, the mouth. It's
I was like,
hold on. Would you guys have rather just had a whole episode of the Boba character moments and getting out of the Sarlacc instead of doing the back to tank storytelling mechanic kind of thing?
No, because I think if you just did just him getting out of the Sarlacc, it's just,
It depends on how you saw it. I mean, if it starts off and it's like the middle of Return of the Jedi, and it has that same film stock, and then they go in there and then they leave, and then it's like that night and he's trapped in there. Like there's a way you can still storyboard it. It depends on how you sequence write it. The way they did it's fine. The only thing I think is like it doesn't have like how do I say this? You're supposed to like feel like you're trapped in there with him, and like I just feel like is he still? There has to be a reason why he stays on this planet. Like, 'cause if you almost got murdered by a giant sphincter slug, you know, like you'd probably want to get the fuck away from it. But he stays on that planet for quite the while.
The only,
which I guess sure we'll find out why. But
the only reason I can think of is that he's like super fucking weak. Again, the whole thing of him being in that Sarlacc pit with the digestive juices or whatever, that he's, or that's what they're trying to portray, is that he's super weak.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can think of.
So, not when he's trapped down in there. He's
I mean
when he gets out,
when he punches through the flesh, climbs out of like thousands of pounds of sand or some shit.
So when you're trying to survive, right? But then can't you be a little exhausted afterwards? I mean, that's just my thinking.
Jesse, just tweet the link I texted you to there, because I can't mess with my setup with all the screenshots I got open. I'll crash. Sorry, dude. Yeah. Anyways, so we get to see a Wookiee. I liked how they handled the actual look of the Trando who was doing something, as opposed to the previous ones that we've ever seen that have been like kind of show them from a distance, you know.
It's fine. It's just the mouth. That's it.
The mouth was.
Are they doing what they did with Simon Pegg? Is that what they're doing? You think, where they have like the actual costume and then they like they're digitally moving the mouth? Is that what that is?
Possibly. I'd have to like look at it again to really.
Plut.
Yeah. That looks like that. I think he was kind of a hybrid weirdo.
I have a problem with them speaking English. I mean, I wish they would just subtitle it, because it looks ridiculous with them speaking English.
Hello.
Yeah,
they did better than I thought they would in terms of that thing. You know, we had that conversation about subtitles or alien languages.
Yeah,
they on that one right there. Yeah, they did already have established that George Lucas established that if they speak English, you know, he had that in Clone Wars. Yeah, I mean, which you know you could say is made for younger audiences, which justifies it to some degree, but it was set up for what
basic,
it's worth.
Right? It's called basic, I think.
Basic, yeah, basic ass bitch English is what I call it. I too prefer that if they speak.
Power vacuum. What is it? A Hoover? Power vacuum. Stupid.
Yeah. So
I wanted this guy to get shot in the face immediately.
This guy's a dickhead.
This is the guy. This is the guy who runs Geek Squad at Best Buy.
Yeah. Remember? The guy that rips off my grandparents.
Yeah.
Dude, my daughter has learned that if she asks me to take her to Dollar Tree, she could get something all the time. Because I'm like, yeah, Dollar Tree, yeah, you could get something, and so she always wants to go there. But there's this manager who looks like this guy, and he treats all the employees like fucking assholes. So every single time, like the manager's talking, I start doing that, and the employees start laughing at him, behind his back, and I'm like, this guy is a fucking dick. Like they all know he's a dick. It reminds me of the Dollar Tree manager at my Dollar Tree. But by the way, they have a Count Chocula cereal at Dollar Tree. I was pretty happy about that, by the way. After our cereal conversation today, I went there with my daughter, and I was like,
just so you know, I haven't been tangenting one moment on this episode.
Oh, you will, friend. You will. Oh,
I'm just going to interject your Chocula conversation. Okay, those droids down there, those Half-Life 2 droids,
they are
Star Wars.
Real.
They are getting us ready for our overlords. Those are real. I wasn't a fan of that.
No.
They didn't dress them
very Halo Half-Life 2. It's not.
No, those are real. Those are real robots, dude. Those are real robots. Those Boston Dynamics fucking dogs.
Spots.
Great. They just don't look like Star Wars. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, my
They look like-
problem.
No, they don't.
They look like a
is-
new
They
world.
look like
Those are
District
just
9.
those aren't dressed enough though. I mean, and we're on the
Dressed.
same. Yes, those are not those. Those legs are like the straight up fucking normal legs of those robots that are real
They should
life
just
robots.
put little bantha like puppet heads on them and let them walk around.
I've seen these robots in real life. I've seen these things used in real life, and I'm like, so when I see it, I'm like, yeah, I know it's amazing, but they needed better coverings.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
I
just
don't
kinda
know.
weird.
I don't know if Jesse has tried logging on, but I sent him the link on message.
oh, thank you guys. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. We got any Jesse in here? But okay, yeah. Jesse, if you come on here, send me the message, okay? And then I'll put you on. Yeah, my thing is like really
No,
lagging.
he just read it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So this, that whole thing with these robot things, I think if they were fake, I really probably wouldn't care. I'd be like, Star Wars is a big universe, but the fact that I'm just seeing, I mean, go look up the Boston Dynamics videos if you guys have never seen them. They're fucking real, and it's like cool for.
I'm not saying they looked CG. I'm saying they don't
they-
look
No,
like
we're
Star-
not-
I
nobody-
don't care if they're real. A fucking Hoover's real. It looks
Rob.
stupid when you put it on stage and have it walk
Rob.
around like a robot. Like-
Yeah, Rob, you know what? Rob, you know what's cool, Rob? Banthas are fucking cool, okay? You know what's not cool in Star Wars? A fucking elephant. That is the robot equivalent of just putting a fucking elephant in without putting any of the right dressings on the fucking elephant to make it a bantha.
Yeah.
And that's my point, is it's like it's a real world thing, not dressed up enough. So I mean, we're on the same page here, but it's fucking stupid. Like they needed to take it further. What's up, Jesse? How's it going, man?
Heyo.
We haven't
Jesse?
seen you around these
Hey,
parts in a long time.
Floating head.
Mm.
I like it. I like the floating head, Jesse. I feel like we get to make a wish now. Mecha Leka Jesse High.
Meka like a high,
Jesse
meka honey ho.
Cole.
Ah!
Holla bitch gay. Whatever.
No.
I wish this episode were 15 minutes longer. Ah! Right?
It ended faster than I thought it was going to end, honestly. I was like, oh, it's going to keep going. It was good.
Yeah, it
This
should've
was
been
Canto Bight, 100%.
Yeah,
Or-
I like Canto Bight. There's parts of Canto Bight I don't like, but
I like the
this is
fashion
better
of
than
Canto
Canto
Bight.
Bight. I thought. I mean, look at this
I like
Alderaanian princess.
like
Look at her.
Mhm.
Oh, look back here. We got the guy from Maz's Cantina right here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
A lot of reused
Yeah.
assets.
On Banana Time, I think we
They
see
didn't
his
reuse
ass.
Qui-Gon though, James. So don't worry.
No, but
you know?
on Banana Time, when they keep using that shot of that guy running in Maz's castle. Look
yeah.
at Banana Time if you guys haven't. It's
Banana
so
Time.
fucking good. Oh, I promise. Banana
Oh,
Time
yeah.
it's worth your time.
I actually think these outfits on them are very 70s. So that I like.
I like
It's
that.
it's goofy 70s, but Johnny, you got to understand how frilly the 70s got. Very ornate.
I'll come
Yeah,
on to the
go
show
watch some
and
ABBA
break that.
videos. It's right in. Yeah.
I mean, look. I mean, you see like the stools are covered in red velvet. This place is pretty fancy. I think we're gonna come
Crush
back to it because they actually built it, or Crush built it. Yeah,
What?
but
Are they
Well,
freaking
you know.
out? No, they're not freaking out.
we are freaking out.
Tired.
Tell him,
Yeah.
go watch Boba Fett, man. What are you doing?
He did. We watched it together.
Yeah, why isn't he watching? That's what I'd be watching that shit again if I wasn't on the show right now.
Mhm.
Okay, so anyways, I kind of took two of these right here out of order because the screenshot thing was breaking on me. But my fucking boy Max Rebo survived. He's alive,
I used to call him
He
penis
made it.
face when I was a kid.
and he's got. You thought he was a penis face?
Yeah.
It's beefaroni.
Hmm.
No, he looks like beefaroni.
Look at those fingers.
Chef
It's got
Boyardee,
penis.
beefaroni.
So I was watching Return of the Jedi before that came on. There's no way in hell that guy survived that
He
explosion.
jumped.
It's no way
He
in
actually has wings.
hell. That's
He
his
rolled out.
brother's cousin.
Thunk,
I mean, he's
thunk,
get-
thunk.
If you look at the actual puppet, that his arms are his feet. He has
Yeah.
no legs.
Well, that's
you're
actually
telling me
Mace
that's the guy that got away from that explosion? No.
Mhm.
No, it didn't happen.
The explosion. That was Boba's outfit explosion.
Well, I mean, Droopy
Explosion
McCool.
size.
Droopy McCool's dead, you guys. Droopy McCool didn't make it. Size Noodles, fucking dead. Joe Yowza, fucking ultra dead.
Oh, the wowza!
Super
I hope
dead.
he took it. I hope he got it.
He's gone. And but Max Rebo lives, and I think it was all the drugs. I think he's kind of
It
like
was a decoy. Keira Knightley was actually posing as Max Rebo on the barge.
that's fair.
If you notice, they
Zugio
underplayed
lives.
Rebo's voice. It's down 2 octaves, so she's in disguise.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
him.
look, very
I like
attractive
him.
individual.
Yeah, why didn't they show him more?
The
looks
Fruit
like
Loops
he's
coloring.
It looks like
still
a dude
50-50.
cosplaying as the Hulk.
He looks nice.
He does kind of look like he's a Twilight Hulk. But that guy right there is in Canto Bight, I believe. I believe this guy,
Yep. Yeah.
Canto Bight denizen. And look at this guy.
That guy is so weird.
He's like part bat, part
Nosferatu.
pussy.
Get it? Because the ears go into his nose.
Yeah.
No, it's Peter
Right.
from What We Do in the Shadow.
There you go.
Okay, so looks
I need
like
to
I
watch
did
this
take.
again.
Okay, so I went back and got the screenshot. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is, yeah, I saw this like long time ago, not in a galaxy far away, but I didn't know he was playing a fancy guitar now. And I like to think that's Max Rebo, and that's figuring
That's
is
an
it
ESP
Dion
custom.
Dan? I don't know. Steely
ESP
Dan,
custom,
figuring
dude.
Steely Dan.
I thought you were going to say Dionne Warwick.
Brother Steely Dan.
It's actually, Jason, the actual term is Steely Dantooine.
Steely
I think you
Dan.
should understand. Yeah, it's Steely Dantooine.
Yeah.
It was cut out of the original script because Kurt's, dick. But that's the actual name.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, we've seen these little dudes before, whatever they're called, little blue guys, and we haven't seen them like playing piano before. So, for what it's worth, like when we see them in Clone Wars, they actually have two legs. So in the canon, they are, I think, two-legged beasts, unless they done something like where they grow legs, and yeah, they in Clone Wars he has 2 feet.
So he's like a Star Wars MODOK.
Yeah. So unless they are have different versions of them, I don't know. But anyways, I do have to think that is Max Rebo in the end, and Max
That's a nice
Rebo
guitar
made it.
strap too that the guys got there. It's a nice guitar strap.
Yeah, it's playing a little flamenco guitar. It's kind
Yeah,
of,
look at that nice leather.
kinda
guitar.
weird.
Yeah, he's not
Whoa.
playing
His
guitar with those
nails.
nails.
Not with those nails.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the that's
Like
the
the
new ESP
Swedish
model from
chef.
Japan.
Yeah, well, the
Direct
Swedish chef
import.
has human hands, and so do whatever the fuck these things are. I don't remember their names. I don't. I just showed up and they made them.
Johnny.
All right.
It's the Droopy McCool signature series.
Say something.
There you go.
Hello.
He's
Yeah,
got all
okay.
those are Coke fingers, by the way, all of them.
I can hear you.
Like the whole hand is just Coke nails.
So little droid drummer. That's the life.
Anybody else want to pop all those pimples on him? Like, oh my god.
Ew.
No, it's the Dr.
Well,
Pimple Popper.
HGH is a motherfucker, Johnny. He's writing.
They're just cysts,
Yeah.
okay? They're just cysts.
Hey, I like this.
Her acting is good, man. She's the best actor in this episode. I thought.
Yeah.
She's in Flashdance.
Yeah.
Of course she's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Look
thought she was
at this
genuinely-
creep. Look at
He's
him.
hot.
Isn't
I know,
that the
but look
same
at him, he's
guy,
like-
though, from the Mando. He looks like the same
Getting that
actor.
side
almost.
boob.
He's hot.
Which guy do you think it is, dude?
So remember from the Bill Burr episode where they break into the prison ship,
Uh-huh.
Oh, the
Yeah.
girl?
the brother and sister Twi'leks?
Oh,
He kind of
Oh,
looks like the same
no,
actor.
he looks better than him.
He's ripped.
Yeah.
Acting
I know-
was good.
She got
Yeah.
a
Sim.
Twilight
Not-
Tail
not Jennifer
Smash.
There were some weird glares that they shared with each other in this, Boba and Fennec.
That's a lot of side eye for that boob.
Yeah, she.
He goes
Wow.
right under the credits is just condoms. He's like, what? What's he saying?
I liked I liked how he is trying to set himself apart. So when he talks to her, he says like he uses his own 2 feet. He walks himself around like a big boy. And
Wasn't
And
she
then
a
they
try-
carry his fucking ass off at the end of the episode. Like
I
that's-
only watched this
That
one.
should have shown. Sorry.
Wasn't she in charge
Rob,
of the path?
not fair, Rob. Not fair.
Look, the callback would have been when he's being carried off. She looks at him, not being carried on his own 2 feet. Like there's a duality that has to be done here, like to get another step further. Like when I say duality, like you say you're going to be all these things, but here's the reality. Like saying don't mean shit on Tatooine. Doing means. So you walked on your own 2 feet, but you got limped off like a mother. Like, and then
You're basically calling him a little bitch right now because
Yeah, no,
he fucking
Boba's
kicked
naive.
ass.
But he was.
naive. He's got to
Oh,
learn.
wow.
He wasn't a little bitch. He was fucking a bad. He
Gamora
was
and Save his fucking
superhero.
ass.
He was superhuman.
He got
in fact.
tased. He tased him, bro.
Those
Like,
are the tequila
down.
Gamora. Honestly, they look like limes. Like Rob, what do you think about this green that's being used over and over again?
Look, that's what they did with the Twi'leks. They look like that in all the cartoons. So I can't do anything about it. So,
Yeah.
they're fine. It's not. No, this is again. This is where you can see the stagecraft, right? You can see it right there. On a
He's gonna
set.
start building sandcastles.
Yeah,
I like the idea of pyramid tents. Like there's a
On the
pyramid
background.
thing to the design of the. Yeah, well, their tents are like pyramids, like black pyramids, which is, a very UFO-y
very-
thing, which I kind of
That's
dig.
right
It's
here.
raw ship.
Yeah,
yeah, super strange.
I think they're trying to tell us something.
Well, like earlier on, I think that we're supposed to kind of understand too that this is they're reminding us that he's a subdued Boba and he's got his ass kicked. He's gone through a lot and he's not tip top. That's why this kid is able to drag him around to some degree, but also, obviously
And he's pretty pasty.
he's gonna Hulkamania out at one point. But
I
And
think
then-
though, if you're looking at hold on, go back before we
Oh, that one.
jump
Okay.
to.
He just
Like,
needs some liquid IV.
He's tied to what looks like petrified wood, and I
Where
feel
did that
like
come from? Yeah.
I was thinking, visually from a visual design standpoint, it would have been better if it was a bone that was stuck deep in the ground that was protruding
Ooh,
out, so
dragon bone.
things live under the sand. Like if it was a rib cage, if they lived and it was way deep underground sticking out, right? Like these are just visual design callbacks. Like he would be affixed to that. Plus, it makes it look. Am I dinner? Like what is this place? But it's just a piece of wood sitting there. Like it's like what trees
Yeah.
are growing on Tatooine? I don't.
it could have been a fucking dick for all I care. I mean, I don't know. That wasn't really, that didn't bother me at all. I didn't.
What is
Only wood.
No, I was kind of like, I was
Well,
kind
Jason,
of
you
like,
never sat in an art department where an art director fucking overthinks this shit for 10
Yeah.
years. And I'm telling you, they had a conversation about it, and I'd love to know what the thinking was on this. I
Yeah.
guarantee you, it's not anything that was sculpted and put on that fucking set was intentionally put
Oh, yeah,
there.
none
So you
of
could
it's
say I'm
real.
overthinking it, but they didn't. They thought about that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, was it like a tree that grew the fruit once, and that's why it's
Well,
petrified?
okay.
Now there's fruit, or does
I
it grow
can tell
upside
you,
down?
if I was directing it and I made that choice, the reason that I made that choice is because we want to believe that Boba can get up and run away at any time. Is he going to? Why isn't he yet? What's his move? He's not shackled to it like exactly. He's shackled to this fucking idiot over here.
When
And
he
it's
ran
like-
away, they should have just let him run. And then, and then when he gives up, they come and get him because where
Yeah,
are you going to go? You're in the middle of nowhere.
But then if they didn't do that, we would have said they should have shackled him to the Rodian. I mean, we're just kind of second guessing it. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
it's not important. It's like
No.
not an important thing, in my opinion, anyway. I just
wanna know
think
where they
that
got their rope.
is it hemp?
Oh, it's just like regular rope you can go down to Home Depot and buy.
Good night, Dale.
Good night, Dell. We got one more screenshot though. I mean,
Thank you.
yeah, or two more screenshots, and then we'll just go into talking about whatever though. Yeah. So
What is that?
I love that. I'm a fan of the. Yeah, I see that.
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, just like I don't know about that, but my thing is,
No. Yeah.
God, it
I
does.
fucking loved it. I fucking loved it, honestly.
Animation.
Like for me, Tatooine and Return of the Jedi is that stop motion monster stuff,
I liked it.
And
I didn't
getting
know
to
what
see
it
that
was.
again. And we didn't see the Bomar Monk, did we? But for the
No.
record, also stop motion. So I have a feeling that we might be seeing a lot of stop motion in this. You know what I mean? But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I couldn't tell. But did it seem like it was a mixture of stop motion, maybe obviously probably CGI to some degree,
Yeah.
and then a physical puppet as well.
Yeah, in all likelihood. I mean, anything they do as a puppet, 99% of the time they're going to have a CGI counterpart to it, just because there's certain things you can and can't do.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm sure. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably designed as a puppet first, or some kind of stop motion maquette, and then they translate that to CGI.
Has
Yeah.
a very nice 17 pack.
17 pack.
Yeah.
Ultra ripped. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Now
I'm gonna be
go to the
I'm gonna be
bathroom.
an asshole for a second. I was like, is that a version of a Rancor or something? Because it happened so fast. And I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I kind of thought that first too when I saw those hands come up. I was like, oh.
I thought it was going to be a crate. I thought for a second, I thought it was going to be a smaller crate that
I
he
did
was.
too.
Yeah, when he
I
started
did too.
digging up the egg, I was like, but then I was like, okay, it's going to be. Well, obviously, it's not going to be something good, which was pretty clear. So, yeah. So to read into it a little bit, were they sent? I think they were sending Junior on his walkabout, so to speak. He was supposed to go out there and fight something and do something. And Junior's he's got his first Tuscan pubes. And he's like, and he puts the thing around Boba. This is my dog. And they're like, oh, Junior's trying to fucking show his dominance over everybody. You okay, Junior? Go do your fucking thing. And then he goes out there and obviously they're digging for the eggs because he's probably supposed to fight this thing. And I'm also guessing that maybe Junior is the son of the chief, and he doesn't really want Junior to die. So he's kind of like in a way, kind of like maybe helping him out a little
You're
bit.
guessing because they didn't do a good job of communicating. All this.
No,
look at it and go, well, that's tropish. That has to be the answer. But it's not a central part of the storytelling. It's not explained. It isn't. It's really poorly written.
It is.
It's really poorly written. This is my biggest critique of the episode.
Let me finish, and then you can go.
Long.
Let me finish, and then you can get to it. Because at the very end, the fucking chief is standing there. And the boy has the head in the hand. See, it does tell the story. It doesn't give it to you all in order. He's holding the fucking head. No, he brings the head. Everybody's like, oh, Junior with his new pubes did it. The Tuscan chief knows his son is full of shit. He's a fucking pansy who couldn't fight shit on his own. And he knows that he couldn't do it. And he let him send, and then so he gives him the fucking water. And he's like, here you go, man. You're one of us.
Saying people slander there, man.
Thank you.
The whole scene is just wow. How are we gonna get Boba to gain their respect? How can we do that? Oh, here's a random monster he can fight and cut the head off of and bring it back to the tribe.
But I just told you that it wasn't that simple. There was a lot more going on there. If you want to let it.
Yeah, they had that ghost
and it wasn't
fucking chain to use.
I didn't have to spend a lot of effort. I mean, I saw the episode one time, and that was what I took. What I walked to.
No one did.
No, don't. Oh, come on! Now you're getting hyperbolic.
I'm not being hyperbolic. It's poorly written.
All right, so let me ask you this: would you prefer to watch it show by show or like binge watch so that you
Tuscan? You want Tuscan subtitles?
I'd prefer this to play like a pilot in the way Breaking Bad had a pilot that you start off with the guy in the desert being chased by everything, and then it goes backwards. You figure out where it is, and at the end, you find out that's not. It doesn't feel like a pilot. It feels like they can just do whatever. They kind of wrote like a little serial adventure, and it ends. And next week, we're all going to watch the next because it's Star Wars. It gets the Star Wars pass. It doesn't actually do what any show would have to do if it was testing you as a pilot, and so. It's fine, but for the talent behind us, it's like, all right, what do we learn? And Johnny's right. Well, he just has to gain the respect. That's how they chose to do it. But it's not like it all. There was like they were preparing this kid, and he walks over and he beats Boba, but Boba doesn't. And the whole time you're learning that this kid isn't. There's nothing there to, and maybe that would mirror Boba pretending to be really strong, but he isn't. And Fennec Shan and his other stuff are actually. Maybe there'd be a mirror between that. And maybe once the whole series is done, we'll get that. But in this episode, for a pilot, it doesn't do it. So we're inferring an awful lot because we're adults, you know. But
I don't know. I don't think I'm inferring. I think that it was literally in the visual language of the show. I mean, like this is the final screenshot I took. Everybody is around Junior. He has he just handed over the head, and he didn't do it. He's telling him
he could also just be telling the story about that guy just kicked a lot of ass too.
He's not. He's not. He literally infers that he choked it out with the chain.
He should have put it in
the fucking dad knows.
Jason, all that's true, but all that is like the B subplot to Boba just getting the respect. Like all that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, no, exactly. I mean, they could have done this in 30 seconds. That Boba gets kidnapped, he fights a monster. That they were like, "Oh my god, you did it!" and then he's on his way. But instead, they made it. They made it. They made it 50. But you guys complain that they didn't go slow enough, and then you're saying they went fast enough, and then I mean, it's like they got to live in the episode at some point. And I think it's more interesting to see Boba out with the Tuscan kid doing this stuff than him gnawing on Sarlacc for 20 minutes, getting cum on his face.
You're right.
There might be more there, but they probably need a whole other episode. So maybe in the second episode you get all that, but in this first one, there's just nothing there.
Next time he needs to go to the back to tank.
Well, I think in the next episode we're gonna see why he stays with them for a time. Yeah, because he has to be out there for 5 years. That's the other thing to remember, is that there has to be something to keep Boba there for 5 years. And I'm guessing
again. Y'all are like 5 fucking years.
If he falls in love with the Tuscan woman, I swear to Christ, you know.
Oh my God, that's exactly what's gonna happen, Rob. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna fall in love. She's like gonna die somehow, and he's gonna take that gappy stick from her.
Do you want me to go down on you? Because I will.
I come from a wet planet. I'll eat your sandy pussy. We've all
he's in the back because he couldn't survive going down on Tuscan Wing.
I'm all dried out. Grew my eyebrows back.
He's like a squirt gun that just ran out of water, so they got to go put him back.
She takes off the bandages, and they all look like Miss Piggy. We didn't know this the whole time. They're all Muppets.
Before I forget, because Jesse came late. Jesse, did you like it? Did you not like it? How it worked for you?
It worked a little bit. There are a lot of things that I've kind of questions about, but I hope they clear them up as the episodes go on, because I'm not familiar with some of the characters that were popping up in there. So.
Right.
I think a fair chance would be to watch it again, because we just saw it.
Yeah.
Like those red key raiders.
I'm gonna watch.
Did you guys see Rex? Did you see Rex, Rob? You saw Rex. That's why you picked Rex. Okay.
Did I see Rex?
You see Rex?
I was literally doing the DiCaprio. You know,
Rex.
I told you. I don't know why they didn't just make Star Tours. Look. I know it's annoying when I'm right. My wife lets me know.
That's right.
Did your wife watch it? Did your wife watch it, or did she sleep?
She'll watch it tomorrow. It's too late.
Okay.
She has to work, so she's normal. So
yeah, same here.
Jesse's like, I can survive on 2 hours. I can't.
Going to work.
But
she's going to work soon.
So I'll have to watch it a second time. I will say, I think the concept art for this has better mood and atmosphere. I don't like the props to Kevin Smith's buddy, the DP on this, but the photography and the lighting is very wishy-washy. The concept art looked way more moody. Yeah. So the concept art at the end of the episode really has a vibe that this does not have, and so I don't know. You know,
my buddy 3. Mark Hamilton said it was cool, but I didn't get the feels I got from Mando episode 1 early days though, and need more than one watch to let it sink in. Yeah, that's what was weird about it was when I had the opposite. Like when I watched the first episode of Mando, I was like, I like this. Okay, it's cool. It's weird to see it, you know. But this one, I don't know. The whole time I was like pretty entertained. The only thing I had, my biggest critique of it was that it ended. Like when it did, it should have been 2. I think James was saying that, and I do agree. Like that's my only thing is like you want more, and it's a subscription service, so it's the carrot on the stick, you know.
Yeah, it's like MTV videos, you know. It's like you're waiting for the good one to show, but you sit through all the crappy ones.
I think me and you are probably are the only people who remember that.
Imagine waiting a year
Oh, Terrell
to get to that music video.
The worst part was when you're like, you know what, man, Ugly Kid Joe's music is kind of good, I guess, because you hear it so much, you know. Like,
Wow, I actually saw Ugly Kid Joe live open for Ozzy.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. Oh, they did work together.
yeah.
God, I saw that band. One of the first concerts I ever went to was Aerosmith, and I saw that band Jackal, and they had like a chainsaw in the song. That's all they were known for. I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I was really bored during the whole thing, honestly. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like I'm the shill, and me and Max are the shills mostly. Same feeling. You guys are saying like no hook in it.
The only reason, well, I didn't expect much from this, so that I think that's why.
Well, Rob nailed it when he said that if this wasn't Star Wars, nobody would care.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw this as any other TV show and this was the first episode, you'd be like, "Why am I going to watch the second one?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like like, is he a badass? Because at the end of the episode, he's not looking like a badass.
I don't know.
Maybe if you guys, I don't know, watch it, like kind of binge watch it, maybe, or watch multiple episodes like back to back versus.
Yeah, it's possible, yeah.
Episode by episode, and
I told Jason I don't like reviewing episodes on their own because on a TV show that carries a story,
right?
It's like reviewing a chapter of a book. It's really the whole book, you know. Like one is a scene, a sequel, a scene, a sequel. The only way I can treat this is like a pilot, and as a pilot, it is average. Like the big hook would be. How did he survive, and why is he here being a crime lord? You know, and like you sort of got the first explained, and the other one I still don't fucking know. You know, so no clue. There's no reason for it.
I mean, my hunch is that he's going. I mean, obviously, it's like I always thought it was the King Conan story essentially, and Robert Rodriguez kind of confirmed that. But that's like the whole thing. Is at the end of the day, he's a fucking barbarian. He's not a king. You know what I mean? And nobody wants to see the king. You want to see the fucking barbarian. And Boba.
This is no John Milius script here. You need to bring it down a notch. You know, this is like Aquaman.
I'm not.
Conan.
No.
Robert Rodriguez needs to bring it down a little bit.
No,
Ms. Milius shit is way out of his league, bro.
No. They never made King Conan. That never happened.
This is more like Scorpion King.
No, fuck you. You are insulting me. That is not Scorpion King. Give me a fucking break. No, but John Milius never made King Conan. He could only show him on the throne because that's not the part of the story that anybody has mostly told. And John Milius' scripts aren't good either. It's just badass. Just constantly badass though. But
this wasn't badass though. So if it's not good and it's not badass, it's
I don't know, man. I thought it was pretty badass, but he had to be the fact of the matter is that he's showing any kind of vulnerability and people are jumping on it like he's like not supposed to have any he's not supposed to have been in a Sarlacc pit. I mean, they're not telling the story of Boba Fett when he's out bounty hunting and he's 24 years old. The dude's like older, coming out of a giant pussy,
taking over Jabba's, taking over, being a crump, getting people paying. Why are they paying him? Why would they be like, what have you done? You killed the guy. No one was like watching. You should kill the guards for not protecting him. Like, how did you get in there and kill him? And then we all just pay you for what? What have you done? Like, I don't. Bro,
that's exactly what happened. That's what happened in the episode.
Tuco from Breaking Bad is more. Tuco from Better Call Saul when he was in his grandma's house is more threatening than Boba Fett. Tuco.
Rob. Let's talk about what's in the episode, not what should be in the episode.
My mama.
No, but you're critiquing it for what happened in there. That's exactly what the mayor did. That's exactly what happened. He
I don't know what
said
the mayor did. He didn't do anything. He wasn't there. He sent the Best Buy guy.
he sent the
Big
proclamation of war by saying, "You're supposed to pay me. Why the fuck would I pay you?" That's exactly what happened. I'm just saying that happened in the episode, and then we're going to see the war now because of that in the next part. That's where we're going to see.
Yeah, it's all
what
very
happened.
surface level. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
horrible. I've seen worse, but
Okay,
it's
you keep saying surface level. What kind of depth do you want? I mean, do you want Fredo
in
crying?
Better Call Saul episode 1, Better Call Saul,
Okay, that's
when
a
Jimmy
different
McGill
show.
goes to Tuco's house, but it's a crime show. It's about dealing
God.
with organized crime. It is the same genre. When you get a normal guy stuck in a room with the maniac, you're genuinely scared. I don't feel any
You're
tension.
jumping ahead.
I'm looking for the tension. I'm looking for the man, where's Boba?
Hey.
You know, who's like it doesn't.
No,
You're asking too much of that show.
No, well,
You're
you
I only
probably-
had it when he was in the Sarlacc
Okay.
pit. That was genuinely like that shit's scary.
You are.
Like, that is.
It just
This show has
started.
one foot in being Conan the Barbarian. Okay, let's not forget that part. But also, but no,
Asterisk Scorpion King.
Rob,
Asterisk
let me-
2012.
Rob,
Conan.
let me reply to you to what you're saying though.
Okay.
Is if you want fucking Breaking Bad, you got to let the bitch throw the fucking pizza on the roof. He hasn't got. You're wanting the end of Breaking Bad.
I want
when he
the
hasn't
pilot of Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad.
Okay,
Like that's not
okay.
hard to say.
No. Better Call Saul doesn't fucking even begin to work without Breaking Bad. I don't care what anybody says. There's so much. It's like this show. It gets so much of the emotional levity is thrown into the intro from the forward momentum of the previous property. But in this one right here, you're not letting him get to the fucking point where they throw the pizza on the fucking roof. I'm just saying, it's the first episode, and you're like, what? You're like bringing in second act shit.
I'm talking about the first episode of Better Call Saul when he finally meets up with
the second
It's
act
scary.
of the very first story.
Boba
that we
isn't
get.
scary. Who's supposed to be this? These are crime lords. I get it. It's not. I'm not saying it should be like Better Call. I'm trying to give you another. Okay, let's talk about Godfather. What's scary about Godfather? Well, you know what I mean. Like you got to show some scary gangster shit. You know, like presence. Marlon Brando had presence when he came to me to take my film. Boba didn't have any. I'm trying to find the presence.
Yeah,
they want. Here's the reason why. Lucasfilm wants him to be a
This is
hero,
Disney.
so he's got to save a little kid. You know, that's it.
Well, when it comes down like Godfather, right? Godfather is scary because of the people that he has around him. Right now, Boba doesn't have anybody around him at all except for Fennec, and it's very.
That's
very,
why he gets his ass kicked in the middle of the street.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't put it together yet. I mean, I'm just saying it's day one. You got to kind of let's get to like day two before we start to critique that stuff. I think we should only critique what's in the episode because we can't. We will definitely go through and go through when we have all 7 parts and then give the massive here's the whole thing, because I may agree with you in the end. I may see it all together and I may say Rob was right. Rob saw it all coming. But at the same
I don't want to
time,
be right. I want to be wrong. I want them to show me an amazing fucking thing. You know what I mean? And go there. Boom, there you go, mother. And I go, damn, that was amazing. But like, I've just felt the whole time we were hearing people talk a lot of what's the point of this? I'll tell you why. Because it's an easy show to make. They got the dude, we got the characters, we're gonna make it brand name, go watch it. I'm trying to find the passion behind the project. Like what is, and if you keep saying Conan, then show me Conan. Conan, that movie, it hits you fast, bro. It doesn't take 38 minutes and you're wondering, I wonder where Conan's going. You know, like I wonder when we're gonna get there with the Conan.
No,
like,
that's the thing. Conan the Barbarian, the movie, and King Conan aren't the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's a different part. They never made that movie with Arnold. That movie never got made, and this is going into what that would kind of have been. I think, you know what I mean. What happens when that dude is on the
who
throne?
put together El Mariachi and Desperado? You know, like I'm not seeing that guy here.
Really, because
I'm not seeing that guy. I'm not. I'm not getting it. Sorry.
This is out of Disney's wheelhouse.
bad.
Disney's trying to make a show about a crime syndicate. I mean, Disney's not. They're going to pull punches in this, and it's something. Yeah, it needs to be a little more sinister and a little more. You know, there needs to be some kind of stakes in there. And I don't think Disney is going to go there because it's for kids.
I don't know, man.
I feel like they're
Yeah,
just trying to pull their punches.
Look, all
They're
us
trying to
up at
make
2 a.m. watching
something,
it.
What'd you say, James? Sorry, I didn't hear you. What was that?
Yeah.
Poor James. Poor James.
Oh my goodness.
No,
I have a question for Rob. You mentioned the concept art looking lively and you like it. So where do you think the disconnect between the concept art and what we see on screen is? How come that's not coming through?
Okay, I'll show you. Give me a second here, right? I will display it for you. Let's see. Oh, I had it loaded up. Oh, do I not have it loaded up? 1 second. You put me on the spot.
I get the lighting.
No, I closed it. I don't have it loaded
on
up.
the final cut.
It's moody. It's completely moody. Like the scene with there's a concept art of the dog and everything's lit in fire red with embers everywhere. And it's close up with Boba here and he's looking masculine and the dog's right in his face, the lizard dog, and there's these embers and there's a red, like, are they for dinner? What is this? And then you watch the scene and it's just like shot, reverse shot, reverse shot.
Yeah. My question is like, why is the disconnect there? Why are we not seeing that projected onto the screen?
COVID.
The
probably.
DP. Ask the DP.
That's that's probably COVID because that isn't important. And then I think that's where you're going to see those kinds of things start to get a lot more lax. That's probably truly is if they have the budget. Right? It's either budgetary
okay,
or
how is this COVID, Jason? All right, and the concept art with the shields, they're blue, and they actually all fit together, so they form an actual perfect, like hexagonal circle around Boba, so they can't get out. They sink and seal together. But in the show, they're like little blaster shields that don't. They're kind of pushing, but they're not. It's not that at all. Like there's a strength behind the compositions and the art that is not there when it was shot. Like it's just not there. And again, I don't know who to blame. You could guess the different shields. The director.
Yeah, they're
different. But the concept art is stronger than what was shot.
Yeah, well, maybe that they tried to do that. I like the concept art, but it maybe messed with the choreography of the fighting, and it made it seem maybe too difficult.
Yeah.
Whereas they battled independently.
Yeah, it's hard to say like why they came up. Yeah, why they have the concept as one way and then they show it or went a completely different way. It almost feels trivial too. Why change? If they had it one way, why change it in any? But I don't know.
It's just interesting. He fires that rocket right at that shield and it blows up right in his face. And it's like, all right, he just gets up again. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Darren said, hot garbage. If you had realistic expectations, TV series production value so far. I mean, I gotta say, it is a TV show at the same time. It is still a TV show. I mean, this... I really don't think it looks that awful. I actually think Mandalorian usually looks like this personally, though. Maybe I just don't have the visual language down.
Part of it's Tatooine when you're shooting at high noon, with the flat blue and the flat everything. That's time of day matters. There's a lot of magic hour on the Mando. They shot everything at dusks and dawns, and rarely are you there at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And the majority of this episode is 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Which stands to wonder why the Tuscan Raiders wouldn't just do most of the shit at night because it's so fucking hot. But I guess it's not that hot on Tatooine because Boba Fett can be dragged with no water for the better part of half a day and not break a sweat. But
yeah,
he sweats through his paws.
You saw Zuvia. Zuvia was in it.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
When Fennec and him were walking out of the club, and it was right there behind Fennec on the right hand side.
Okay.
Oh, what Rob was talking about was shooting at Magic Hour. They only did that on Mando because they could with stagecraft. TV productions, they never shoot at Magic Hour because it's too hard. There's a scene in No Country for Old Men where they're out in the desert at Magic Hour. And it took them like a week to shoot that one sequence because they only have so much time in the day to do all your setups. And when you have the budget and the time on a film, on a major motion picture, you can do that. But on a TV show, you can't. So if they're filming outside live action, you're gonna shoot middle of the day when you get the most light, and it's gonna look flat. There's some you can do that in post, but I mean, your desert, lots of blue skies, and not the whole lot you can do in terms of color dynamics at that point. So you're kind of locked in. If they'd done that in stagecraft, they might have been able to manipulate it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, they did it in stagecraft. I mean, those Tuscan Raider, the Tuscan village is 100% stagecrafted. You can
The one
tell,
thing
like,
that
That fight outside though was, with the shields, that was clearly outside.
yeah, that is.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
on
the-
Smelgundo.
Yeah, that was an also good.
Yeah.
the one thing that was misleading is that when Robert Rodriguez said that I guess the teasers or whatever TV spots were for the first 15 minutes of the show, which there were lots of scenes missing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, they
I
said
mean,
there
unless he was referring to a specific TV spot.
my guess is that he probably was part of a meeting where they went over what that stuff was going to be, and I think that it was more or less generally true,
Yeah,
but in the big picture, not. And so he probably, and maybe he was only briefed on that stuff to some extent and only cared to some extent, you know what I mean, about what that stuff was. I don't know, or but I mean, because what he's essentially saying is, don't be afraid of watching the TV spots. They're not going to spoil you. Like, that's what I think his intent was on that. But at the same time, it is kind of weird to make people go, oh, okay, I trust it. I'm going to watch all of the TV spots, because the people who are going to watch all the TV spots are going to watch it anyway.
And
Like,
it's safe to
almost no
say
way.
that
Strange.
Robert Rodriguez has final edit. I mean, no one's out coming in after the fact and editing his stuff.
Yeah, unless they just become big assholes and don't want to work with Robert Rodriguez again for whatever reason, like how
Right.
studios do, But but I'm with you. Yeah, I don't think Dave Filoni would be like, "Hey, fuck you, Robert Rodriguez, sit down. Do you know who I am? I'm the guy who did all 6 seasons of the Clone Wars. All right, bitch.
I wear the
down."
cowboy hat now.
Respect the
You know what I'm
hat.
saying? I got a hat. I make tacos. I do it all.
Taco Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday? Because I'm making tacos, right?
LeBron
He just
got
flexes
shit
on
me.
Tuesday, brings up his own Filoni truck, right? He sets it all. That'd be the greatest flex ever.
Jedi Mike makes a good point. Long fingernails actually really good for flamenco guitar, yo.
You're only on
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Only on one.
But
And for doing coke all on your, like all 5-finger coke.
You're supposed to do it upside down, Rob.
It's good for that cosplay of Casanova.
I'm such a
Frankenstein.
nerd, Max. I don't even know. I have no clue.
It'll
I-
fall
I-
off the other way.
I like the Murphquake's comment here. He's like, "Is that the Dejeric board monster?"
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
Oh, the one that picked
Oh,
up the
it's-
in
It
Star
looks
Wars
like-
Hope, A New Hope. It picked up the other one and slammed it down.
It looks
So I'm
like it,
thinking it
though.
is.
I will say.
It had like a brown. looking
Yeah,
vest,
but
like-
I like the Harryhausen
Rob
callback. That's something Lucas would have. I wish the monsters in the Geonosis pit looked and acted more like that. Like that. That's a good callback for Star Wars. Is a 30s Harryhausen bit.
Yeah.
Speaking
It's
of
not.
come
It's
on
not a
us,
bad thing to do.
giant praying mantis. Oof.
Yeah. I'm just like looking at all of the comments that we missed while we were going over the screenshots, and there's a lot. So I apologize for not being able to hit all of them. Yeah. And then some people have mentioned like the black robe Tuscans as being something about Anakin, and the thing is that like a thing is there something in the text that I'm not aware of that you guys know of? Okay, I wasn't sure if that was an implication or if it was like speculation or something,
Black robes matter.
Okay. Was the Sarlacc stories a jet trooper or
God
something?
form, Peter.
Or they have all convenient air hose under their chin? Yeah.
Hey, did you
right?
not see the video I sent you earlier? There's a Unreal 5. They've shot a whole thing in Unreal 5 with 2 stormtroopers, and one of them's drinking his own piss, like in the suit. He's like, "This is good. Check this out. You can drink this all day. You can just recycle all my fluid."
Like
And then I had no idea, but when it got to the tube, I'm like, there, he's still here doing the thing.
Yeah.
He would be, oh shit, I got the wrong one. I got the fluid. It's not the air hose. Stormtrooper piss.
Don't use cooking oil from China.
This thing just messed up on me. I apologize. Somebody was saying the visual effects are like that. Some of that shit was really sketchy. I think that I don't think that was on accident though. I think that was on purpose. I think that was a design choice to like the stop motion vibe is what I'm guessing. They didn't say what they were pointing out anything. So I'm guessing they mean that. Oh, and the other question I had was the Aqualish guy, that dude who comes into the place. He's from Mos Espa, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was what they said. So does that confirm that where they go is Mos Espa, or is that a different place? I kind of lost that thread.
Yeah, you don't know, do you?
No, it doesn't.
They don't do a good job explaining this.
Yeah, it's not really.
They could have just put right on the bottom like they do on Rogue One or anything else.
Yeah, it really wasn't important though. I mean, it really wasn't. This is me being a huge fucking nerd.
No, when you tell a story, it's not important to know where you're at or why they're doing things or what the motivations are. You just go with it.
Dude, the general audience doesn't give a fuck between Maz Eisley, Maz Espa,
They don't. They know that.
Mama.
That's why they don't bother. I agree.
No, I know, and I want to know. And he says, yeah. So it is Mos Espa. So I'm curious if that means that the sinkhole city is not Mos Espa then, or is it? Because we haven't actually got to Dick City. Remember Dick City?
Nobody knows.
No, I think it is.
It is Dick City?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they had that big establishing shot of the city.
Okay, so we did see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is where now I've talked about it more than I've watched it. So now I need to go watch it again to actually stabilize my brain. And
it's my bad. They didn't.
Did they give us a name
in
for
Rogue One and every other Star Wars movie? They just and modern Star Wars, not old Star Wars.
Did we get a name for the
tell
dog
you where
thing?
they're going before they get there.
What they call the dogs?
What the massives?
What's the creature name for those things?
The dogs are called massives.
Yeah.
Massives. Okay.
Yeah, like mastiff without the T. But
Ew,
yeah, no, I don't think at this point in terms of just on the episode itself, I don't feel like there was an editorial ball dropped by not putting what each thing was, if it was Mos Eisley or Mos Espa. I don't think it mattered in the story as we were seeing it there. But it will become.
So Jabba's palace is right next to Mos. Did they when he leaves the Bacta tank? Did they take a speeder into town?
I don't know. Is Naboo next to Tatooine?
No one knows. Like,
no,
I don't.
No, he's got a tube system.
Does he show up in the
genre?
Jabba caddy? Like to show off.
So you would rather have seen him pack up the minivan with Fennec Shand and 8D8 and pack a lunch and drive across the desert for 45 minutes and then had 5 minutes when he gets there and he's all, hey, Squid.
No, but in Star Wars, where literally say we're going to go to Mos Eisley and then you see the speeder go and then they pull into Mos Eisley. It's kind of like a standard Lucas thing to say we're at the palace now. Geography wise, we're going to head over to Mos Espa and go collect our tributes and tithes and go have a speak with the stupid mayor. It's a very simple thing to do and pretty classically Star Wars to do it, and it takes a fucking 30 seconds, Jason. It's not like I just want to make PB&J sandwiches with marshmallow and fucking put it in the little tank pack and bring it with them so they can all picnic outside the fucking. I'm not saying that at all. It's really simple. That way I know he doesn't have the ship with them. He could just call in the ship to come over and blast those fucking dudes from above. I know they didn't take the ship. It would be nice to know how. That's why I'm just saying there's other ramifications for that too. He has a ship, right? Did he bring the ship? We can't bring the ship. Okay, well, guess we'll find out. So
actually,
the visual effects are fine though for the episode. I don't know why anyone's complaining about that. Those massive look better than they do in half the movies.
Look better than they do in Attack of the Clones by far. But like I said, like that wasn't it, how you get around Tatooine. I don't give a fuck. I don't really care if it takes.
I'm not talking about that, but if he's at the palace and he's gonna go to this place, then you could say we're going to this place, and then you get there, one shot, so where the geography is.
We're gonna take the TMT, bro.
Yeah, I don't.
mass transit.
I have no idea how Luke got from anywhere in those movies. Like I said, that shit doesn't ever make sense to me in the movies. Neither does time in the movies. I just don't really care personally.
Yeah, and Jeddah Mike, I don't think it was Jeddah. Jeddah's an entire planet, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Did they bring swoops? So the Gamorreans had to tie him to a swoop and he gets dragged back to the palace? It's like, oh shit, this again.
Yeah.
And so everyone keeps tying Boba up to shit.
It was pretty
dragging him across the desert. Like
jump him in that tank unceremoniously. They're just like, get the fuck in there.
Yeah.
Fucking guys, you know. The droid pulls up. That'd be great if the droid was their chauffeur. You know. I'm being serious. Like, there's just things you can do that are
They
actually
could do the Indiana Jones map,
but
you know.
But we got 15 minutes of him digging for. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
now, they made that choice. They made that choice. I can only look at what they made.
We could go time it. It was about
the fact that you're like, was it Mos Espa? Was it? But they said you're a tribute to Mos Espa. But he was at Jabba's palace. They weren't at Mos Espa when they were saying that. So were these people coming from different parts of Tatooine and giving tribute?
No.
Here's Mos Eisley's tribute. Here's Mos Espa. Here's Anchorhead's tribute.
It says that.
Here's
yeah.
Mos Sphincters. You know, like
Rob, it does say that. It says he's from Mos Espa. He's welcome in Mos Espa. We know that. I don't know if the mayor, where he's from, probably because I didn't fucking catch it the first time. It probably did say, and I didn't catch it, and that's why I was asking. But is that the mayor of Mos Espa, or is it a mayor from somewhere else? And that I just don't know. I had a little kid sitting on me talking in my ear the whole time, and I was having to explain it to as well. So I might have just overlooked that. You know what I mean?
Well,
and that's what I was wondering if you guys caught it.
Well, Rob already solved his own problem here because he said you shouldn't review single episodes. You should review the whole thing. I mean, it might be abundantly clear after 2 episodes.
Yeah,
I know, but I can't wait 7 weeks to, you know. I tried talking him into that. We should just wait.
Take your Ritalin, settle in.
Well, no, I mean, once we have an episode where it's what I'm asking isn't important. It's not worth getting mad about. It's not important. It's just a question I have as a fucking nerd.
No, but when you say you want to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I'm like, now I fucking do. You know,
well yeah,
I didn't before, but you gave me the scene. Imagine that concept art at the end where he's like.
Yeah, no,
I mean, amazing chef.
I mean, I just feel like we get mad at
Boba Bay.
In this episode, we've both been mad about exposition and the lack of exposition. It's like, you know, I mean, in terms of the story that was being told, I thought like it actually, the story that they were telling, they told it very effectively. I thought,
yeah,
there was actually quite a bit. It was quite a bit going on, and I didn't get lost on the important stuff. I got lost on the ultra nerd shit that I've been wondering about because I want to know if that's
where are they? Why are they doing this?
No,
you got lost in some pretty.
No. Oh, Rob, Rob, if it was set in fucking Russia, I wouldn't know what city it was, and I wouldn't care because it's fucking Russia. They're on Tatooine. I fucking know that. Like it was not important.
I don't think we've ever seen Space Russia in Star Wars. Now I do. I want to see
what was the name of the coinage that was used?
Space Moscow. Yeah. I want to see that.
Yeah.
What they call
I want Michael Jackson to do the song.
I don't know. Did they actually say something about other than credits? I didn't catch that. If they did.
Are they credits? I thought they were something else.
No, I think they're just credits. I mean, and what do we've heard credits, Republic Dietaries. We heard the Mon Call cache. I don't know what it's called. Mon Call cache is what I call it.
But I thought credits were no good out here. Only money.
Yeah, Republic credits are no good. Yeah, because he has Republic Dietaries, and then only money. Yeah, I don't know. Beats me. But
cool.
Flashdance gave him a fuck ton of fucking Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Yep.
And I think he lost it all because that Jawa jacked that shit. You see that Jawa jacked that shit?
Jawa,
they didn't take his helmet though. You think the Jawa would have just Jawa should have took the helmet and everything and ran.
Jawas so far
got it back.
Jawas have seen the value in it, but they don't know the value of it. You know what I mean?
I do like that the Jawa kicks some ass. That's probably my second favorite part of
when
the
it knocks him
episode.
out?
When the Jawa, when he fucking like, I'm fucking Jawa, motherfucker. I was like, I finally want to see some Jawa whoop some fucking ass. Like,
And that's the one that stole Mando's jetpack later on.
That was nice.
yeah, that was great.
I gotta say, Jedi Mike asked, was Paul Rubens in DJ in this episode's credits? Did the Rex droid say anything? I don't think it had any lines, dude. So I don't think it would. Well, I don't think he's getting. I don't think he's getting in there.
If they cut Paul Rubens, I'm dead. Like that's what you cut?
Yeah.
The spleen.
Yeah, it was Mr. O. I don't Mrs. O or they O. I don't know if it was brought up on the show, but the show does confirm that the Trandoshans are still killing and skinning Wookiees. Yeah,
that's what I wanted to bring up when we were talking about Return of the Jedi and how it should have been Kashyyyk instead of Ewoki's planet.
Kashyyyk.
Trandoshans would have been a great villain race against the Wookiees on that planet with the Empire.
Yeah,
you know, like a bunch of fucking, because that's an easy thing they could have done in the 80s.
I thought that was a good character. That looked good.
Yeah, well, the mouth looked weird. I agree with Johnny, but then again, the mouth on any speaking Muppet can look weird, give or take. I don't pick on it too much, you know. Better than a CGI mouth, I guess. So, you know,
trying to remove a mustache.
But yeah, Wookiee pelt, that was nice. It'd be great if it was still wet. Oh, hold on, sorry, wring it out. You know, like sorry, it's a wet pelt. It's fresh.
I was gonna take it to the cleaners, but no.
Thank you, Murphquake. Yeah, Murphquake mentions it.
I think Meg might be right. I think that posting might have been bullshit.
This thing is really not playing out well for me today. He said it was called Murphquake mentioned it was called flan, like the Mexican restaurant dessert that I love so much.
I love caramel flan.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, maybe they got some Rhodian fried ice cream too. I don't know, but that shit's good.
They love
I know that much. But I just got a text message from my son saying, "Dad, you're being too loud. I'm trying to sleep."
Serious?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good flex. Right.
It is.
He's been waiting for years for that one.
But he can't use the excuse I got school in the morning though.
It'd be even, you know, it would be an even better flex if he had super chat you $5 to let you know you're being too loud.
Shut the fuck up.
And it came out of your card.
Don't give him any ideas. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think the rumors were true or not true? Because when you, like I said, when you hear the or was it just pulling from a bunch of established rumors and making the guess about Kira based off of the comic books?
No, I didn't hear any of the rumors. What were they?
We're not finished yet, so
yeah,
I think it's too early.
Too early to tell. Get off that. Certainly, those rumors had nothing to do with that person had seen an episode.
Who was that?
You know,
Jesse's getting in trouble. He needs to get off the internet. She just said, "Get off that, Jesse. You're a bad boy. I'm gonna spank your butt, Jesse. I'm a nurse. I'm gonna spank your bottom."
I believe if that rumor person had actually watched any of this, they would have mentioned things like the Tuscan Kid or a Harryhausen monster, you know? So if it is true, it's like information from a friend who told me kind of stuff. It's not, or it's just gleaming and guessing at this point, because
or like they did visual, like a visual effects house that was contracted out to do certain things, and they just knew some broad strokes from it or something.
Yeah. Jesse's face isn't helping.
Jesse's busted, dude. Jesse's in big trouble.
Oh, God.
All right. Well,
yeah, he was on the Oculus, and yeah, time for me to go to bed.
Time for us all to go to bed, I think. Anybody have any we got no Crimson Dawn stuff except for the theme song. But yeah, anybody have any last thoughts before we call it a night and
go to sleep?
Go to sleep.
Second episode better be better.
Next episode.
That's it. That's all I got.
Can't wait for Andor.
Andor will be better than this. I guarantee you that. I'll put dollars to donuts. The first episode of Andor is way better than this.
True. It should be. I think it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Max?
Yeah. What?
We all agree we want this to be great.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
I really thought the Geometro planet, right? the Cadillacian, whatever that planet is, the car planet with the water. Yeah. Great shot, right? Like, I think, like, it's just one of those things where, like, when I see that visual and at the end he drinks water, I'm like, there could have been something there. But it, I don't know. I want it to be great, but so far it's all right. What do you guys think of the music? I wasn't certain when Jason shared that theme to me, and I was like, it sounds a little dwarvy, like oh, but I thought it was all right in the show. I mean, a little weird at the end, it's a little dwarvy.
Yeah, yeah, Johnny, you want to go?
Humming it.
Oh, I don't really care for the music at all. I think that Ludwig only did the intro song or like the theme song, and everything else is done by somebody else.
Yeah, Joseph something.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ludwig, and I'm not a big fan of the theme song. It's just I don't really know what it is.
Yeah, I learned how to play it for some reason. When I was playing guitar, I was like, I was humming it in my kid's face. I was like listening to it while we went to pick up some pizza, and then I started singing it in their face. And kids hate it when you sing the songs in their face, but it's funny. And then I learned it on the guitar, and then I would chase them around the house singing it in their face. Boom, 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 boom. But what I like about it is I'm a big fan of the Whitest Kids You Know sketch about John Williams, where John Williams just goes around going bum 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 all the time, and it reminds me of that. So I kind of dig it. It's kind of piratey.
It's definitely not though. It's not an old Western. It's not Good and the Bad and the Ugly. It's not.
Different.
Yeah, it's like it's yo ho ho, Boba's life for me, and in the desert get some water, save a kid or two. Yo ho ho,
No, it's
life
not. No, it definitely goes. It goes into the Eastern. It goes into Eastern modes and shit like that. It does do that. It does play a lot like how the chord progressions on those old spaghetti westerns are. I will stick up for it on that front.
I thought it was fine.
I like it though. Yeah. I think that actually you didn't say the funniest thing that you did say to me was the Oompa Loompas. You called them Oompa Loompas, and that was funny. Now that was my favorite part, because now whenever I hear it, I hear Oompa Loompas singing. Yeah, that's pretty. They kind of do sound.
Crime lord.
They do kind of
get
sound.
a tie, then get tasered by some kids.
Oompa Loompas.
The end. Episode 2 is coming really soon. If you can wait, we'll give it to you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that was a question that I had as well, was that they do seem to be incorporating a lot of Maori aspects into like Boba's character, letting him do like his dance and stuff that he does, like, and he does like some of those facial expressions when he's fighting.
Yeah, that's honestly overkill now. It was cool in Mando, but like every single time he hits somebody with a stick, he's like, like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, so when some of those haze and stuff like that do sound like some of the music that they played, because I've seen him do the full dance. Like, he's at Celebration 2, I want to say. He did like the full fucking, like, the whole thing. It was interesting. But I think it may be incorporating some of that stuff, but I also don't want to go and just start assuming that some Star Wars shit that they made up is now some Maori thing, because I don't know. So, you know what I mean? I don't want to overstate any of that. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it again, and I think I'm gonna come on in the morning. If any of you guys feel like coming on in the morning at the usual time, I think I'm gonna do it, or around the afternoon anyways. I'll probably come on again and give like a watch it again, and you know what I mean? Because like on one hand, I've been watching this and microdosing this the whole time, and I just went into the whole thing. that might have made me like it a lot more. That might have made the whole thing a lot more exciting because I wasn't just getting these little bits. I was getting longevity.
I was excited when I was watching the whole thing.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm chill, I guess, but I did.
Yeah. No, same. And then I have heard the panel's critiques. I have heard what the panel believes and what they think, and I will take it into consideration when I watch it again. And then I will come back and tell you, peanut butter and jelly time. Maybe.
Peanut butter jelly time.
But
I forget that.
Also, does it matter? I don't know. Like you know what I mean? Like does it matter if I know if I'm in Mos Eisley or Mos whatever? Because I mean, in the first episode, I felt like it didn't really matter. It could have been anywhere. It was just
Rey is nobody and Boba's nowhere.
Do you think the whole show is going to take place on Tatooine, or will they go somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the show is about conquering Tatooine, then with that in mind, yeah, I mean, it would probably mostly take place on Tatooine, and maybe with some off-world stuff that all goes back to Tatooine. But at the same time, yeah, because like I'm curious to see if the Crimson Dawn stuff ends up being true or not, because if it does, you know, by the end of it, he may want to hit back at them. He might go off world to go at them. But it does sound, but if the rumors are true, that would be a season 2 thing probably, because Kira is just like, well, gonna pause my Tatooine plans, according to that rumor. But that rumor, I think, is also, whether it's real or not. If it was real, it's only 3 paragraphs long. They put out 3 paragraphs and then they got the kibosh. So I don't really know. It wasn't enough for me to believe it or disbelieve it. It was just enough, and just enough to go. But so far, so if the girl does end up becoming Boba's protege and isn't just some gang that he faces off with, and if it goes that way, then we know that it probably is true. And I think we'll probably know that next episode. It does feel like in the next episode, the crime lord, the other crime lord, the mayor, has said, you pay me. So Boba's going to go and pay him in his own way.
And he finds out what his life was like if he was never born. And now can't wait.
He leaves this town.
He learns a really tasty lesson. Oh, it's wonderful. Can't wait.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I guess.
Hawkus.
Yeah. But, so we'll be back on tomorrow at probably 11 a.m. unless I'm super tired. But and I get started late and pushes everything back. But that is my plan, is to watch it again tonight, think on it, come back with what do I think, second viewing. But I will say right now, from the first viewing, I usually have 2 reactions to Star Wars things, and one is I watched it and I'm done, or I want to keep on watching it. I'm actually kind of excited to go watch it again right now. So that's for me is a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Batch didn't get 2 views usually. It's just for the record. You know,
the Bad Batch is annoying. It's not annoying. It's just like, all right. I mean, there's gonna be 16 more of these. Let's just hope the D. Bradley Bakers don't show up. You know, because if that's true,
you know what, I
have to be longer episodes, Jason.
No, I also
6 more.
There wasn't the acting that we saw in the clip that played poorly, like it was with all much. None of that was in this. Everything was used correctly, and in fact, I'm sure he's gotten better. But Tamura Morrison was used way better than George Lucas used him in Attack of the Clones. Overall, his performance was better. His lines were, on average, delivered, I think, better than they were in Attack of the Clones. But it's also been 20 years of him having acting experience, so I'm not sure if that's a Robert Rodriguez flex or not. But that's my take.
Well, you got a lot more tension in Attack of the Clones when Jango's talking to Obi-Wan than you got ever in this episode.
Man,
And
I
that-
think that is the one moment where I read the script first, obviously, before the script leaked. I read the script, and then when I saw how they acted it, I was like, "What the fuck are they doing? What is this?" It played weird. So like I've had the exact like opposite. I directed that. That's one of the rare times I read a script and it was Star Wars, and it didn't play better when I saw it for me.
wow.
Yeah, is that one? I think it's funny, but it was for me when I read it, they were being way more sarcastic to each other, whereas it was played like we're just going through the motion. So I didn't feel like there was tension. I felt like all of the players were bored in it, waiting to get to the fight because they knew it was coming and they were just bored in that's how I thought it was played. But interesting that you're that. So for you, there was like a lot of tension in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's. I mean, a lot of that just has to do with editing and pacing as opposed to even the acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could take that footage and turn it into crap. So, but there was no tension in this episode whatsoever, and I expected more of that. Of like, this guy shows up, and it's more that. I mean, this was played more to comedy when this emissary shows up, and it's like, oh, I'm here to give my blessings and blah blah blah, and he's got this high pitched voice, and it's like, okay, I have no tension from this scene whatsoever. It should have been a guy coming going, "Where's my money?"
Mhm.
If he had like a
raise the
super deep
stakes.
voice, sorry, if he had a super deep voice, that would have been kind of unsettling and a little creepy.
Yeah, like
That
there's
depends on the
stakes.
actor.
God forbid
Johnny, I don't know
have
if you ever
stakes in
watched
a
Deep
show.
I don't know if you ever watched Deep Space Nine, but Wei Yun was a character who had a high pitched voice, but he was very good at like letting you like be like, oh, I'm submissive, but probably gonna find a way to murder you in like 2 lines. Like I
I'm
think
afraid of
that's
high
kind
pitch
of
Eric.
Little insane.
High pitch Eric freaks me out.
fish. Fish. I want pancakes and no fish. Like no one knows because they don't watch the fucking show. But get a fish in your high pitch. Watch what happens.
All right, everyone. We will see you guys tomorrow, and have a good night. And by all means, leave comments on the video if you have more to say, and we'll get to it tomorrow. At least I will, anyways. All right, everyone.
Good night.
Bye. Thanks for staying up with me, guys.
Bye. Thanks.
Night.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
It's not about spaceships.
Making Star Wars Show. Making Star Wars Show. Making Star Wars Show. Making Star Wars Show.
It's not about spaceships.
I'm so tired.
I am too. I have to pick up